Just fuck me, right? Yeah, just fuck me. I'd probably be pretty annoyed if it wasn't for my obsessive, compulsive waterproof wearingness, especially at the moment. My only issue is that my waterproof trousers are starting to have a bit of a containment breach in the groinage area. Not a massive one, which makes it worse. I think it's because the water is pooling in my lap and it's slowly dripping down. Just a tiny little drop. So when I got to work this morning, the rest of me, bone dry, my groin, literally from the bottom of my zip going, because it's the way I'm sat down and gravity took it all the way to my inner thighs. It literally looked like I just had a little wee in my fucking pants. I got my knob out straight away, prove it. No, I basically got changed and then just refused to move from my desk until it was dry. I'm not walking around like this. Fucking show. Unbelievable. Yeah, ugh, unreal. So I'm probably going to get home and look like I pissed my pants again. Again, as in this morning when I looked like I pissed my pants. Not as in I've come home and pissed myself in the past. You know what I mean? Stop making things up. I know who you are. Already typing things like ha ha ha, pissed herself, confirmed in the comments. I don't even know why I'm going to bother doing that. It's been literally bouncing down all day. It's not as bad right now. It was thunderous earlier. It's been constant for hours. I think it started raining on the way to work this morning and has simply not stopped. This is just the realities of the UK. If you don't learn to ride in the rain, you're just not going to ride. To be fair, if you've got other viable options, then pick your poison. I wouldn't purposely go out in the rain for a bit of a joyride, and I do have two other, like the van, and if necessary, I think the wife's not using the car today, so I could have took the car. But then I run the potential risk of just adding an hour to my fucking journey, especially if part of the way home's flooded, which it occasionally does, and it locks the traffic right up. I'm probably going to go through Crosby today, just for a bit of a change scenery. I'm already thinking that's going to be a stupid idea, but I've made it now. I've made it and I've said it, and you can't go back on these things. Once you've verbalised stuff, it's it. That is an ironclad promise to the universe. So just as you get onto the Formby bypass, I think sometimes you get a large pool of water that if it can't drain away quick enough, which is a distinct possibility due to the constant fucking rain of today. Oh, it looks like we're going to merge and turn again. We'll do some merge and turn. This is what we do when we merge and turn. We go past all the traffic. Isn't it tragic? My question is, what is going to happen next? Whoops. I refuse to not filter. I refuse to not filter. I got a feeling then there was that car behind the one I let pull out. I had a feeling he was going to close the gap and not let anyone through. So suck my nuts for sure. It really does feel as if the traffic is getting a bit feisty. I'll say that. I don't really want to be filtering in this fucking rain. Be a leg down, Larry, shall we? Bit of an unnecessary manoeuvre when all's said and done. I just don't like being behind all these fucking SUVs I can't see past. You know, I was watching the Nats Knackers Yard video. There's been a few actually on not just filtering but riding in general. And the one thing I just don't quite understand, right, is why people keep banging on about these lane position shit. Do you think my position in this lane right now makes a blind bit of difference? I'm either going to be visible or not visible, depending on whether or not the prick in the car is looking in my direction or not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to move into the position 3 and then suddenly blink out of existence for all the people around me. Oh yes, there we go, there's the containment breach. Lovely jubbly. I have got cold, wet plums. Where the fuck are you going, mate? Oh no, now it's dribbles. It's underneath! Oh god. How unpleasant. I think I am going to buy some proper waterproof bike gear because this isn't good. This isn't enjoyable. Oh god. Thankfully it's one of them, I'm going home, so I'm not entirely bothered. massively. If I suddenly had to like do a huge detour and have cold nuts for 3 hours straight, I'd probably have a mental breakdown. But right now, we're good to go. Oh God, the price we pay for not paying the price for good stuff. We paid the price for the cheap, which is absolutely fine in about 80% of applications. That's interesting though. The toes on my right boot are cold, and I don't know whether that's just a phantom temperature or a wet leakage. There best not be fucking leakage on me Rika boots, me Richie boots. They're supposed to be good. Not dripping in, is it? Can't be dripping in. All that lane position thing, I feel like it's something that they thought up just as an extra safety thing to teach you. That no car behind me is going to know why I'm, say, moving over here. Actually, the extent of it being, if I'm one side of the lane, I might be thinking about doing an overtake. I mean, that did say one thing that I liked, and the rest of it was garbage. He said, one thing that I tend to do, did I just give a fucking cyclist a nod? Am I going mad? Is he going out? No, going in. Is that I drive or sort of ride for vision. Essentially, if I can't see, I'll move to a position I can see. So if I'm behind that big white truck bound up ahead, if we're moving sort of around like a long right-hander, I might move to the right-hand side so I can see around the bend, and then move left if I need to see to the left. On a road like this, I know full well there's going to be people parked up on the left-hand side picking kids up, so I may as well stay out towards the centre of the road. It's with this whole position dominance blah 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 bullshit, wanky. If you're not saying the word dominance, I don't know what the fuck are you doing. If you're not saying dominance, then no one knows anyway. You have to actually verbalise the word. I need to be a little bit careful around here because fucking kids. The thing I don't understand is when people say, oh, I take the dominant position because if I'm on the right hand side, cars might come up beside me. Like, but so what? You'd fucking do it. Whenever you're filtering, that's what you do. Just because you're not the one initiating it doesn't suddenly make it a billion times fucking worse. Just get on with it. Also, the chances are you're going slow. Speed up and move the fuck out of the way. I don't like cars coming alongside me. Fannies. All of you. Oh, my fingers are getting cold. Oh, stupid heated gloves. That's what I need to buy. Heated gloves, or maybe waterproof ones. Well, I do have waterproof ones, I just don't have them with me. You fannies. I'll never know why people try to overcomplicate things. I'll tell you what you shouldn't do as well. You shouldn't really be given advice on how to ride safely. This is how I do it. I think that's a good caveat, but this is how you should do it, is dangerous territory. If you pass your mod 2, and then immediately disregard everything you've ever been taught because the way you like to ride is what you feel safer, then just do that. As long as you don't get caught breaking any laws. What's Flishy flashing at me? Or is it the drip? Oh, it's a drip. I'm not in the keep clear box, am I? I'm pretty sure I could clear it. Clear the keep and the clear. Oh good. Oh good, it did go all the way down. Yeah, I think this is the start of the bit where I thought it might be a bad idea, especially in the bloody rain. I start nipping around in the little gaps. I'm always a little bit wary in the rain of farting around on the white line, you know, especially on a bike that doesn't have any of the little mod cons for grip and traction and braking. And here I am filtering in the pissing rain again. Look at that, just absolutely no fucks given, just gonna block the fucking road. What an absolute cocksucker. Complete fucking disregard so other road traffic users with that wanky thing on the back of his fucking car. Don't like this bit. Yeah. I mean, there's one thing about the Spicy 110 video that he did about filtering, which I personally don't agree with. I mean, you know, if it works for you, it works, but it's not something I'd personally recommend. It's the speed in which he was filtering between some moving cars. I mean, I'm in the Royal Jordanian school of thought on that one, where you want to minimise the amount of time you are in that kind of dangerous position. I mean, that's not to say, you know, blast past at, you know, full chat, but be positive with your maneuver. I mean, maybe like filter, like approach them slowly so they have time to see you're there, and then get through quickly, as opposed to slowly approach then slowly move between them. I mean, you just increasing the time for like a fuck up to occur. On any, like, there's 3 people there trying that could possibly ball bag the situation. And the whole Like, see, even on zigzag lines, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm going to the front, me. I don't really want to be sandwiched between two cars, if I can help it. Doesn't matter how good your brakes are. If you get hit by a van that size, you're moving forward. You do not have a choice. That being said, I'm not always overly asked about where I position myself, with an escape route or not. In this kind of traffic, in sort of like slow moving traffic, it's unlikely anyone's going to hit me at a rate of knots anyway, and I get to put a big old juicy insurance claim in. So I'm not entirely bothered. Fucking hell. And it almost doesn't really matter how well you think you drive. There's always going to be someone out there who's quite happy to call you an organ donor. someone did. Someone recently did. That's why that was in my mind. Even when I'm clearly making a bit of a joke. Thank you for your organs. You know what? I'm going to see if you can put a caveat. I'll sign your organ donor card, but you have to have an IQ higher than the national average. I'm not giving a fucking dumb bastard my brain. Wait, no. I don't think you want it. I don't think they'll want it after that statement. No, I don't really want a stupid brain. Mr. Smith, we found you a new heart. Luckily, you've only got a few hours to live. Now quickly do this quiz and try your best. Try your best. He's a bit picky. Well, he was. I'll come back as a ghost lawyer and ooh, baby, I love you. That's I love that song. It's favourite song, that is. Favourite song. Well, it doesn't look as if the traffic's backed up. That's nice. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. My advice to anyone who's wanting to learn to ride would be, don't. It's my thing. Get a different fucking hobby. Copycat. No, my advice would be, obviously get lessons. Even things like, is it Rosper or IAMS, as controversial as they can be in the biking community, it's still, if you've got, an instructor who's actually taking it serious, you've got someone critiquing your riding and maybe helping you feel more confident